I definitely think that you have trade location. We're definitely coming in against original W bottoms. I mean, I would prefer to be shopping a little bit lower here, but as you pointed out, we have double D's here. We also have Willie very stupid and rising and trending higher. So if this W did come in here, my hunch is the momentum indicators would be pushed up. Specifically, this person asked about WOO, I guess over there on Binance, said they had a buy signal a week or two ago. All right, so, just looking at this is like your 10,000 foot view, sort of zoomed out kind of idea. Everybody should look at this and go, well, there's your W right there. It should be just that simple. Also notice too, look at the OBV, beautiful. So money just keeps pouring into these ideas. I might even just put a horizontal line right off of that. That's your W breakout right there. And this is actually what they call a, somebody who's really good at this on the site. I talk about him lots, David. This to me looks like an Adam and an Eve. Might even be a Steve, but we often see that in the market, where, like we think about saucer bottoms. So quite often the market will dip violently as it's trying to find that low. And this is too early, but over time, notice it starts putting in like double bottoms. And now this floor actually looks like a half decent floor. You got a pretty good base there. So if you're asking me where to be long, this event right here, that dump, that to me looks like a Wyckoff check of the original bottom. We could probably also draw like reload zones off of that high all the way back down to that low. And if anything, I really like this. If I'm going to revamp the level 1 program, I think I would add in the venture cap reload zone. So 78.6 to 88.6, and then market structure. That to me looks like that was a buy event right there. Obviously, somebody was dumping hard. And why did the market stop at this particular level? My hunch is there was probably a bunch of buy orders sitting on the order book, and they slammed into those orders. And there's just so much demand down in this area. Actually, I'm a little surprised that we didn't actually trade to that level. Now, there's so much demand down in here that price quickly jackknifed away. You can probably also do things like draw just simple trend lines off of this bottom, there to there. You can see we're doing a bit of technical damage. If anything, this is a good analogy, right? That first blush, for God's sakes, don't short that. If you actually want a sell signal, you want to see market structure below this, and it never came in, and the market shot right back up. So again, we dumped down into it. Notice we rallied back to the trend line and then started failing. So what this says is, to me, is actually, I don't really mind. Notice up, down, down, huge down. There's no M here. Then back up, put in a little bit of a W. I'm not really, if anything, maybe we might get M's here. And maybe you even could say that this is up, down, up, failure, a little bit of an M there. So I don't really see a heck of a lot of WE action here yet. The W will come in when we go through that high there. It's a really big one. And probably also too, what we would ideally like to see is, W's on other sides of that trend line. So that's a good sign, right? You notice that this trend line, we broke it here, and, great analogy. For God's sakes, don't take this trade here, because you can see, oh, I'm smart. Look how smart I am. And then, oh, shit, now I'm stupid. Now what do I do? All right, well, oh, geez, made another new low. Damn it. Okay, well, maybe this is the W that Beamish guy's talking about. No, I would say no, it isn't. But we rally up. Okay, I'm looking smart again. And, crap on a stick. Oh, Jesus. Oh, goddamn. Oh, Jesus. So here's a really good example of the market breaks a trend line and then just spends like, what is this, months just walking its way down this trend line from the other side. And let's call a spade a spade. If you can see, that was just a puke out. Well, we're going to get another and puke out. I can see that happen. especially if the broader crypto market kind of is not really happy heading into the fall. Don't call it the fall for nothing, blah, blah, blah. And, the interesting thing we said about this low right here is that we never actually did trade to that Wyckoff level, right? The breakout level there is 1410, 1410. Yeah, so 1410 right there, that high. And this low was 1430. So I would actually expect this market to go down and trade down to that level. Now, the person who had asked about this said that they thought they saw an L Tangonator off the daily charts. L Tangonator, I want to see Willie stupid. So was Willie ever stupid here? Yes, he was. So you got that right. That's okay. Nice higher highs and higher lows. That looks okay. And I want to see a confirmed bullish divergence from the MACD histogram. And you can see we got this up here and we got this up here. So that's like a double divergence. Not bad. Here is the 28th. So we definitely have momentum. The problem is on the 28th, look how far Willie has gone from being stupidly oversold. Actually, we're kind of flirting at the 50 line here now. So you can see where the momentum bottom was. I mean, it was down here, but now momentum getting a little bit old. So I don't know about that. Volume impetus, we see more buyers pouring in here and we can see the sellers are drifting away. So I can understand why OBV looks the way that it does. That's handsome. I think, to be honest with you, you've got reload zones. We have half decent trade location. You have indicator confirmation here, but what's missing? And I think what's missing is where's the W? So I don't, keep in mind, here's the 28th when you asked and you saw this dump here. So what this says to me is, had I responded on the 28th, I would say, you've got trade location. You've got indicator confirmation. You got double divergence there in MACD. You know how much Brian loves his double Ds. Well, all right. Like I wasn't going to be able to say something without saying that. This is a little bit steep because keep in mind, this is what actually caused the divergence, right? So this breakout here, I really love that move. Well, that was on this event here. I mean, I could understand that you say, well, Brian, I had the divergence come in here and Willie was stupid over here. So really, I'm just waiting for a W and there's my W. And I think that this gets into sort of, grade 3 English teacher. Johnny, please go up to the chalkboard and draw a W. And in this case, it's, what's the teacher going to say? Is the teacher going to be happy with that W? Or does the teacher maybe want to see the W look more like that? Like, serious test of the lows. This is going to have to be a learning curve for you. I personally wouldn't be impressed with that W. I would be like, you know what? I want to see a serious test. If anything, it might be a good sort of thing for you, everyone, to add that you want to see this right leg at the very least come down and do one of these candle body low for trade location tags. So you can see how this low here of this little W that we drew, which had sort of like, it looked like that. It didn't really have that deep of a pullback. And it was only like one day. If you were aggressive, that's an inside bar, Brian. So, okay, I'm going to take that. But if you're playing that aggressive, then you go, well, that's an inside bar failure. Maybe I better get the hell out of there. So I think what I would prefer, notice how we went down, back up, came all the way right back down against these lows. And it does not look like we made a lower low. See, that low is higher than that low. So this now looks like one of those grade 3 English teacher W's, where that is very well defined. And so quite literally, if we get the trade through this level here, I think that's your W. Because remember, you asked the question here. So down, up, down. Do we get the breakout? And if we do, I like the idea. I also see, and then of course, candle body lows for trade location. You want to be an absolute sharpshooter trader. It's not the 3-step setup and it's not market structure. Keep in mind, market structure is a little bit more conservative, but candle body lows for trade location. I'm going to risk this tail, Brian, and I'm okay if we go and break that tail, I'll walk away. I mean, that's just like pro trader 101. I guess the point I'm trying to make with that is that this, I think, is a respectable W. So if this W now comes in here, I think I like the idea of this W, and what'll end up happening is probably my hunch is if this W does confirm, it will have enough inertia that it will actually push us through here because it's not that big of a window. So I like your L Tangonator observation. I think you're heading in definitely a good direction. I definitely think that you have trade location. We're definitely coming in against original W bottoms. I mean, I would prefer to be shopping a little bit lower here, but as you pointed out, we have double D's here. We also have Willie very stupid and rising and trending higher. So if this W did come in here, my hunch is the momentum indicators would be pushed up. And also too, this is a really good thing you can add to your thinking, because I think you were right with the L Tangonator observation. So now you can see, notice Sjord's RSI Bollinger Bands are starting to squeeze, and he likes that, right? This is the building of energy. Energy is compressing here. And really what you want to see is that breakout. And if that happens and price pops up through here, my hunch is that's going to be a very powerful momentum move there. So that's cool to see. I think that this W is not really a pretty W. It's kind of a sloppy W, and it doesn't surprise me that it didn't really work very well. But this is turning into good-looking structural W. So just let this break out. And I mean, this is the difference right now, 16 cents versus 18 cents. Well, just let the market do the 18 cents. It's not that big of a deal. And, I mean, well, what the hell? The old highs there were 70, 80 cents. If we do actually W out here, probably knee-jerk, simple targets should be things like 50% rules. So 50% level sitting at 24. Not quite a double. 18 to 24 is about 6 or 7 cents. If you wanted to just be patient and wait for this thing to dip down into here to try and get the level so that this 24 is a double, that would be sort of hunting around this 12-cent area. Okay, I mean, I can live with that. Yeah, but if this thing W's out and the volume is still ramping up, you might just find this thing just takes off. So just be forewarned. I suppose at these levels, thinking about doubles, you're thinking about if you play the W here, you're thinking 36 cents. So in essence, to get your double, if you did buy this, is you got to see this high taken out. And if and when that high does get taken out and these current lows hold, then you want to see something fun. And this would actually be a really great analogy. So you come in, you buy the double bottom breakout. You're going to let them have a little bit on a break of this high here, sell half on a double, whatever. Maybe sell half on a 2.618 kind of thing and make sure there's a little bit for the tax man. And ultimately, your objective, if this W actually does come in, which probably happens over the next 6 months kind of idea, is going to be this 70 cents area. So see if you can hold out. And actually, that's interesting too, because this would be one double and that would be a second double. Notice that lines up nicely with all these trap bulls up here that would love to get released. So it does kind of make sense that once we get up into this area, there's going to be a lot of sellers that come out to inject chaos into the market up top here. That makes common sense. So I don't mind how you're thinking here. The only thing I would say, like I said, you got trade location, got indicator confirmation. The only thing that you're waiting for here now for that L Tangonator is, can I please have a nice W come in here? And if anything, I'd be kind of rooting for this thing to get down into here before the W's start coming in, because then that way, just to rally back to 50% of this range does give you that double. And I always love those trades. Those are awesome.